that what happens when they open the doors. When we open the doors, it's like, let everyone go outside, and then what's gonna happen? What if everyone gets sick? What if it gets worse? Or I don't know. I feel like it's inevitable. That's the word, inevitable. But at the same time, I'm a bit worried because I don't know. I just don't want it to get worse. Like I already have a hard time going outside, trying not to touch anybody, like avoiding avoiding people left and right, going in like it's the Hunger Games and stuff. But now I don't even know, man. I don't know. I don't know what Monday is gonna be like. Um, any of you be returning back to work like on Monday or something? By the way, would any one of you be going back to work? If yes, feel free to wave and let me know. Let me know. No, no. Hi, Abby Lights. Thank you for joining. Abby Lights is a boo. Hi, how are you? What's going on? Thank you for joining us today. By the way, before I forget, remember the last video we did? You promised to cook and send pictures, right? Abby Lights, because now you're quiet. Where are my pictures? Where are the pictures? Where are the pictures of the coconut fried rice you made? Because that was your assignments. You and me, sorry, I didn't have assignments. Where is it? What's going on? Abilite says she's still observing from her end. Of course, yeah, that's good. That's a good idea. Of course, I think I'll be doing the same thing, like observing this whole lockdown thing because it's just overall safer and just better, not just for me but for other people as well. Like I don't want to bring it in or bring it home and then what's that thing? What's the word when you give? I don't know English. Jesus. Oh, she says she's still on it and she will send it. Please send. I need it this week. There's a timeline on this assignment. Send it now. Thank you. Oh, Kita says hi, Kita. She says I don't care when the lockdown ends. I'm working from home. Oh yeah, it's true. You already work though. That is so true. You already work. I can imagine how it is. So it's not like anything is changing for you. Sorry, honey. My love, my kisses will make it better. Take it. Plus, did you see that I painted my nails finally by myself? I don't know why that's such a great achievement for me, but yeah, that's just the way it is. Anyways, we're waiting for Jude to join us. We are waiting for Jude to join us. 1 second. Join us, Jude, join us. Okay, so yeah. It's good like that you guys are, doing your thing. I'm just checking in on him by the way. Oh wait, by the way. Oh yeah. Says that he's gonna be joining soon. Good. Good. I'm running out of ideas to talk about. Even though I'm naturally like, able to come up with ideas on the spot. That's good. Oh, hi. Yeah, he's finally joined us. So you know what? We're just gonna go straight to it. So we can get started. We can start talking interesting stuff. Thank you, Abilite. Do I look good? I didn't notice that I looked good. Thank you. You're sweet. So I'm gonna be asking Jude, Mr. Jude Chukwuka, to join us right now. So give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay, so I think I'm connecting. He's gonna be joining us very soon. Very soon.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Good.
Hello.
Good evening, Nashi. Yeah. Good evening. How is everything going,
Good.
Sal?
We
Hello?
are fine.
Okay, that's good to hear. How is everything? Hope you're good. How are you
Oh,
enjoying the weekend?
well, every day has been a weekend for 1 month now.
This is true. This is true. So I'm sure you're like getting ready to go back to work, or is things still
And
kind of
especially for what I do. I'm an
yeah,
actor.
yeah.
We can't do less than 10, 15 people in the room at the same time.
Yeah.
Lights, sound, ADs, directors, and fellow actors. It's tough.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. I can imagine. So basically, it's kind of on hold right now. And I'm imagining that this whole situation is really hard on the entertainment industry, like in as a whole as well, like music concerts, movies, theaters,
Oh
cinemas.
well, yes, because for people like us, it has to be mass.
Yes,
You understand?
yeah,
Stage
absolutely.
stage plays can't hold anymore because of course, then the film, and any film that is worth its salt must have minimum 15 people on the set at the same time.
Yeah.
And for sound's sake, they will cordon off the whole block, the whole place. So if you're not careful, it gets stuffy, hot. People can exchange gases there and things like that. So
Mm.
I
No,
think
this is,
high risk for things by now at times like this. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely high risk. I absolutely agree. I can imagine, but again, we cannot do. I mean, something that someone said, I think on the show a couple of days ago. It was like we cannot even do. There's nothing we can do about it, but just literally live and exist and breathe and just pray for better opportunities
And
tomorrow.
stay home. Stay home. In this environment, people refuse to stay back home.
Please,
They
loudest.
say
Say it,
they
sir.
say there is hunger in town, and I tell them, ebi ogmajo le panyan, which
Ebi
means a hunger of
ojomo.
ogmajo, that is, hunger of 30 days cannot kill you.
Awi. Yes, Otoni. But I think,
It may render you immobile, it may render you this, but not death.
yeah,
You understand?
yes.
And I keep saying it. People are saying, because you have money, you can, even if you don't have, you can ask people to raise you and all that. And I said, no. Don't get it twisted. I'm not talking for myself. I'm talking for you. If you stay home, the possibility of spreading this thing becomes lower. You understand? So
100%.
these are trying times.
And yeah, and it's also, for me, in addition to that, it's like stay home for yourself, but also for the doctors that have families that are having to deal with taking care of everybody that is coming to the hospital, that is sick,
You
and
get,
our health is also in danger, and those are people that we need the most right now. So just stay home. The minimum you can do. That's the most you can do. Stay home. Isn't that enough? Like, if it was an actual
stay
war.
home. Yeah, we can't blame the people for not staying home because more than 80% of our economy is based on kara kata, buy today, pay tomorrow, buy today, pay tomorrow, and hardly do people like that save. Okay, I was thinking that Nigerian government, when I say government, I mean Nigerian government. I was thinking Nigerian government can feed Nigerians for 1 month without any Nigerian working for 1 month. 1 day oil money will feed Nigerians. 1 day oil money. Well, before the thing collapsed, because they will
Yes,
blame it on its collapse now,
and the collapse.
But 1 day oil money, 400,000 barrels a day of oil at $80 per barrel. Sister, we can feed comfortably if our leadership can, for this moment, take hands off greed and corruption and say, okay, let us feed the people. The people don't need to go out. They don't.
Sure.
But because our system is such that the money, the Igun, Kafa Kalashebo, that's why we are in this mess. If you don't see people that are qualified, use the ones that you can find. And those ones that we can find in 1999 have come into the system and have raised the ante. You can't contest election with them without being able to cough out millions of naira to purchase form.
This is true, though.
To contest primaries. So when these criminals came into government, they just raised the ante out of the reach of the honest and dedicated, I mean now, to the cause of the nation, dedicated improving lives. You understand? So that is a basic problem. We let when the Babari gun kafa kala rubo, it's preposterous.
So we kafa kala rubo.
Kafa kala shebo. If we can't find if we can't find the vulture, we can use the hornbill for the sacrifice. You know, they look alike.
Yeah.
So no. Let us look for igun for the airborne. Don't let us give ourselves the option of babari gun kafa kalashebo. No.
We should stop settling, basically, and also it's a cycle. I think the conversation of our leaders is a very interesting cycle because, like you said, it's like one person did it, another person is coming to pay for it. They needed to spend a lot of money, so they're making their money back. It's like a weird circle of just I'm here for myself. I'm here for myself. I'm here for myself. And when the next person comes, they will take care of it. I'm just gonna take, and not give. So it's.
And this is the time where if politicians wanted to rule Nigeria forever, this is the time to show Nigerians how much they love them.
True.
And say, okay, of course, this same politician, when he is going to throw a party that his dog delivered 7 puppies, yeah, it's true, it will be grander. You know, the guy owns a Rottweiler, and suddenly the Rottweiler, he will throw party that the whole street will come and eat. You understand? Now, the people need you. That you should say, okay, all the money I've stolen to this point, let it stop. Let me attend to these people. You understand? Then they will have Nigerians eating from their hands. But now, of course, it is obvious that Nigerians didn't vote them in, and they are not counting on Nigerians to vote them back. So they are, you know, whether you vote or not, I will win. You understand? And that thing gets into their head to the point that they get too reckless. Look at this coronavirus thing. In Lagos State, you are giving 200 houses one Dereka cup of rice. 200 houses. The Speaker of Lagos State was sharing 4 loaves of bread to a whole building of about 30, 40 rooms and families. 4 loaves of bread. And I enjoyed the reactions of those boys. The moment he gave it to them, they started kicking football with it. Oh, so this is what we should eat to survive. It is preposterous. So when these people act, you know, it is obvious that they didn't get there with our vote. And whatever they do with us, they will still come back in 2023.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, it's just the way it is. The best we can do is, I think, what we are. So that when we get there, hopefully maybe our generation, or you know what I mean, like people in our time, people that actually care about.
I understand, but you know, there is a dangerous trend. They will pick 500 of your time. They will pick 500 of your time, co-opt them into their group. Those are the ones, of course, these politicians are old. They don't know how to hide money. They don't know how to maneuver or move in the internet. It is your own generation that steals this money for them, that hides this money for them at a percentage. Okay, I have $10 million to move. Okay, you have 10%. $10 million, the guy is keeping 9 million, you are keeping 1, and you think you are rich. That 1 million is the destiny of about 1,000 people he has given to you. You understand? So it is your own generation. So when you are saying you hope your generation will, no, they have infiltrated your generation and they have destroyed it. Of course, your generation too, they we want Ferrari. láyé tiwa ẹ̀yin lẹ́ ń wọ Dolce and Gabbana, ẹ̀yin lẹ́ ń wọ
private jets,
ẹ̀yin lẹ́ ń wọ Fendi, ẹ̀yin lẹ́ ń wọ you understand ẹnu yìí ti fẹ̀. So when they say do Ankara 2005, you say it can cause skin irritation for me. What am I going to do with Ankara 25? Then now you're laughing. It's the truth. They have infiltrated your generation. So don't have a hope to say when it gets to your turn. They are already training their children who are your age mates and their friends to take over the system. So when you are saying I just left secondary school 2 years when Buhari took over government, 1983. Isaiah Hua assure you that he's preserving Nigeria for the future generation. Now he is in my own future, becoming my own president. After 1983, that he has taken over government and say he's preserving it for the future generation. He is the one now in the future. Is it not preposterous? So give me your question.
I've already put my hand up in the air, like, you know what? That's what I can do. I think that's really shit. You see, this is how bad it is. I'm speaking Yoruba. I don't know. It's done. I just hope that I'm just gonna keep doing my own. Oh, can you see me? Hello? Can everyone see me?
I can. It's the audio that's breaking.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. No, okay. It's not your fault. It's the system, it's the network.
Okay. No, I just want to make sure that it's good. And anyway, in the meantime, though, I want to say hi to everybody that has joined us. So thank you guys for joining. I am Jayola. I see you. Sir Aduni, thank you for joining as usual. Everyone else as well. Thank you guys. This is our wonderful, the amazing Mr. Jude Chukwuka.
I can't pretend.
The one of a kind.
I'm not getting one word you are saying.
Oh, sorry that I had to leave. It seemed the network was not so great earlier. I'm so sorry that I had to leave. It seemed the network was not so great, so I restarted it so that everyone can, follow us what we're saying. I was being told that it seemed like my network wasn't so great, so just to make sure that it's better. Thank you guys for joining back as always. You guys are awesome. I'm just gonna call Mr. Jude. Is that okay? Thank you. Hello, Kitar. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you. Ooh. You guys are awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna just keep waving at everybody while we wait for Mr. Jude Chukwuka to join us, our dear guest. For those of you that were in the previous session, we're talking a lot about the situation of things in Nigeria and Africa, and just with this whole lockdown situation and how it's, for me though, now it seems it's hopeless. Thank you, Seth, for joining us again. Hello, can you see me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Oh, good. So I was saying earlier that I was trying to reintroduce you to everybody earlier. Actually, that time you didn't hear me. I was like, everyone, listen, welcome. Sorry, we were talking and we forgot to kind of do a reintroduction to everybody. So again, everybody, we have our amazing, one of a kind, Mr. Jude Chukwuka joining us today. We're going to be, Azim, I like the energy, Jude. The best energy ever. Thank you guys so much for joining earlier. I know on the other ones there were interesting comments. Someone actually said earlier that they loved what you did on Castle, or they love your role on Castle and Castle. I also watched Castle and Castle, so I mean, really cool stuff. I hope season 2 is coming. Is there any gists? No.
I'm an actor. When they call me to say script is ready, but I don't know as of now. I don't.
Okay. I was hoping I'll get some special gist today, but no wala.
Yeah, but I know there's something coming up too. It is called Mystic River.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know to fly very soon. Maybe on Netflix or any of the other networks, yes, but I know it will fly very soon. Mystic River.
Okay. So Abby Light and everybody, so you guys heard it here first. So Mystic River is coming. No, don't say that we didn't give you info or special gist, okay? Anyway, so quickly, I just want to know more about you, sir. I know we kind of derailed there, and I love the conversation we're having, but I really want to know more about you. Who is the one, the only Jude Chukwuka? What does he do? What is he about? Tell us about yourself, sir. Thank you.
Well, my name is Jude Ogomebunem Nabife Chukwuka. I was born to my father, royalty, Prince Sunday Dibiamaka Chukwuka. Then my mother, royalty too, Nora Chukwuka Ni Ofulue. Then my wife is royalty too, Temilolua, the first daughter of Alade Okunodare. So I am surrounded by royalty.
Wow.
That's who I am. But you know, my life did not start on a platter. My mom, both parents are royalty, but they had issues with parents and all that. Like my mother was the only child that was born to the family, so she was one princess serving another princess. You understand that kind of setting? So that's who I am basically. I attended St. Thomas Primary School in Surulere. For those who know Surulere, in 1970, I joined St. Thomas in 1970. I attended Archbishop Age Memorial Secondary School in Mushi, where I had my O-levels.
Okay.
Then I attended Federal Polytechnic in Laro, where I studied accountancy for my ND. Then Yaba College of Technology, where I studied accountancy for my HND. And it was in the second semester of my final year that I realized that I wasn't an accountant. When it's true, when we took a course, lecture in the course, auditing, we took fraud as a course. After that course, I just knew I wasn't an accountant, because everything an accountant is not supposed to be is what I am. I am trusting. An accountant is not trusting by nature.
I was like, okay.
If you give him the same document 20 times to sign, he will read it 20 times. I don't have that discipline.
Okay. They don't trust other people. Okay.
No, they don't trust other people. If you give him document, even if his mother hands him money and say it is 10,000, he will still count it. That is not who I am. If you tell me thank you, I'll just pocket it in my pocket, my back pocket, and I won't check. So when I finished my HND, I knew there was no reason pursuing accountancy as a profession, because it's either somebody kills me or I will blow whistle on people that will cause damages. So I just, and you know, during that time, I was looking at how would I move on with my life? How will I move on with my life? So I had a meeting with a woman, Mrs. Ayobiremi. She's a Reverend Mrs. Obiremi. We're very close. We got talking, and she said, "Jude, you have a gift. People laugh when you talk. You do this. Why not continue your life from there?" And that was how I ventured into acting. It's not like that I do not act. I have always acted. I started acting in 1973 when the bishop, then Olubunmi Okoje, was made the Bishop of Lagos, and was going around the Catholic churches under his this thing. I was attending SS Mulumba and Davis, where we prepped a drama skit and all that for him to welcome him. And on that On the day of the presentation, I took ill. I didn't perform.
Wow, such good luck.
All of those rehearsals in church and all that, you know. And another factor that guided me in that direction unconsciously was when my neighbor, Mr. Oshabi, who used to be a journalist worked with NTA, a journalist attached to the presidency. He had a plane crash in Sao Tome and Principe, and the plane went under and died. Now, when the NTA crew came for a condolence visit to his wife, all of those stars of those days came for that condolence visit. Louis Dejumo, Jabadu, Basi Okon, Teacher Ogen Melville Briango, what's his name? Boniface, Garuba, Sisi Clara, they all came. And I saw how people gathered around them. And I told myself, this is the kind of life I want to live. Unconsciously, you know. When I look back now, I knew my mind was made up at that time, like this is the life I want to live, where everybody was just, hey, how you there? How you there? And they didn't find it difficult to mix with us too, you understand. Not only have I decided to be an actor from that point, I also learned something very, very germane. And that is, no matter the height you have achieved, you are still a human being. No matter how high you have gone, you are still a human being. The guy that is so low under you, the common denominator is that you both need air to breathe. You understand? So I learned humility from that time. I am not too big to relate with anybody, and I'm not too small to relate with anybody. So that's the acting part. I am glad that I chose this path. It has been a very rough road, you know, but I chose to be focused. I had options, work options to abandon acting and go do, and I told them, no. This is an insurance company. When I left Yabatech, offered me employment. I turned it down. I said, no. This is what I have decided to do with my life. And so far, I look back and people applaud me now, but it wasn't easy to get to this point where you get applause and recommendations and gists and everybody wants to be your friend. But I appreciate getting to this point, how I got to this point. And that is why I will never cease being humble.
Okay. I like it. I feel like I've learned so much from this. 3 things that kind of came that I want to point out from everything you said. First thing, you said when the Reverend told you that you have a natural gift of making people laugh, she was right. I'm literally just meeting you for the first time, and I know I've laughed quite a bit in this particular show, so you're correct. Second thing, can you hear me, by the way? The second thing that I kind of picked up as well from from what you said was that you found who you were in your second year of pursuing your HND. Was it second year, right?
Yes, my final year.
Yeah, your final year rather. And so that's when you realize that you are not an accountant. And it's just funny because a lot of people, even though they do realize that, they are the rock part already, but I've invested 4 years of my life in this university. I have to get a job. I have to. And then it just keeps stacking. I have to do this. I have to do that. And then you just don't live because you've already set yourself in a space where you cannot change. And that is something I really applaud you for, is deciding that, okay, you know what? This accounting thing, like say, it's not for me. I'm going to pursue what I want to pursue. And I think it takes a lot of courage. I know it's not easy. I know because also that's kind of a bit of my story. But today is not my interview. It's not me that is being interviewed. It's you. But personally, I've done something like that, and my parents are still finding a hard time understanding why I decided to change my route in life. But you know what? Hopefully, no, it's true now, because hopefully some years from now I'll be able to show them that, see, that I didn't make a wrong choice. I decided this because this is what I wanted to do, and this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, go see the story of Samuel L. Jackson too, that big Hollywood star.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that he was supposed to be an architect, but he left architecture to go do acting.
Wow. And aren't we grateful that he did? Because I mean, Samuel Jackson is a gift. He's like one of those people that you see in a lifetime. He's really, really good. Really, really good. So the third thing I also picked up from there was that thing about humility. Not just humility, just like no matter where you get to, like remember that you are a human being. Humanity first.
That's a basic thing.
Absolutely. Like I absolutely agree with you.
A human being who drives Benz Jeep and a human being who drives Legacy's Benz, they are both human beings.
It's true though. Everybody is the same. And that's like the basic. I think that's also like where the basis for love comes from, where the basis for like, I want to help you because at the end of the day, I don't know you, but I'm going to help you because you're a human being. I'm a human being. I think that's where all that understanding, that generosity, not even just generosity, just being a good person comes from. Is understanding you're just a human being first. Also, Abilite says, no matter how high you've gone, you're still a human. Yeah, so she's agreeing with us. Absolutely. Thank you guys, by the way. But yeah, again, a really inspiring story. Hopefully someday, if we do meet in person, or if I'm like around in Nigeria and we like, oh, you're in Paris or something, and we get to talk, we can talk about the other thing I mentioned about my personal story and like how I'm working towards that. But I'm just going to jump to the next question because, now we've established you're an actor. This was not initial plan, but you found yourself here. Okay. So my second question will now be, what inspires you? So what drives you? What is your mission? What are you trying to achieve?
You in life, you have a base on which every other thing grows. Mm-hmm. In life, you have a base on which every other thing grows. Mine is transparency.
Okay.
Mine is transparency and honesty. Hey, that doesn't mean I don't have my silent pages like every other person. You understand? You have some things you have done that you can share with other people. Those are called silent pages. I have them. But that is not to say that where it matters, I will always stand by the truth. I will always stand by honesty. I will always stand by fairness. So that is what drives me. Is it fair? Now, for example, is it fair that this generation will not find somebody to guide them in the direction of their local language? So that is where Ati Orole Yoruba came up from.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And as it is, God has so positioned me that I could challenge Yoruba people to learn more of their language and their culture. Because they still consider me Igbo. But what I tell them is, you take your 13-year-old son to the US, after 10 years he comes back, and you don't see a change in him. He doesn't still say, hey, Dad, what's up? So he's still saying, waiting to happen now. Have you not decreed? Won't you go and do deliverance for that child? You understand? He stayed in the US. Okay. We expect changes when it is outside of Nigeria. Yeah. And I asked them, why are you shocked? I was born in Lagos, in the heart of Lawansin, and you think I will not be able to express myself in Yoruba this much? The Yoruba boy that was born the same year that I was born has not encountered Yoruba more than I have encountered. So why should his Yoruba be better than my own? Just because my name is Jude Chukwuka. Yeah. No, wrong. But that has worked for me. It has worked for me in so many areas because I still throw it at their faces like, okay, oh yeah, ya figagbaga, mbama Yoruba ni wo, okoro le mi, oh yeah, jadale katunsa, abi, odigbangba dekun, abi, kikedere bewo. You understand? That's it. So what drives me is transparency, honesty, and fairness.
I like that. It's interesting because I like that you've already started talking about the Yoruba parts, and I had a lot of questions because I'm a Yoruba anime, right? And for those that don't speak Yoruba, I just said I'm Yoruba. I'm Yoruba born and bred. My both parents very Yoruba, kind of thing.
Where are you from?
But Yoruba Timon so Kodatoti.
Where
It's
are
not
you
even.
from?
I'm Ogun State, Ijebu.
Timbaki etonwa fún mi lówó oríkì. Ìjẹ̀bú alárìn ọmọ Àwùjalẹ̀ ọmọ Àrójòjòyè ọmọ Alágẹmọ Ògún wọ̀yọ̀wọ̀yọ̀ ọmọ Aládìyẹ Ògògò mọ́gà ọmọ Adìyẹ Bàlókùn Ómìlìlì Aró Òrókùn Aró Rádìyẹ ọmọ wọn ṣe ni ọ̀yọ̀yọ̀ ń yọ̀ ọ̀yọ̀yọ̀ má yọ̀ mọ́ ohun ṣe ni ò lè pani ọmọ dúdú ilé ò sí ńlé lọ́jọ́ sí pupa tó wà ńlé ò mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ sè ọmọ mo rẹ́yẹ mọ́mọ́ rókò orókò tán ẹyẹ mà ti lọ ọmọ mo níṣu ńlé mọ́mọ́ lọ́bẹ ọ̀bẹ tí ń bẹ nílé kò mọ níyé ńlé bàbá tó bí yín lọ́mọ Ìjẹ̀bú ọmọ onígbò mádé ọmọ onígbò máwọ̀ ọmọ onígbò àjèjì má gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀ àjèjì tó bá wọ gbòòrò yóò dẹbọra ńlé bàbá tó bí yín lọ́mọ Ìjẹ̀bú ọmọ eré níwà ọmọ olówó ṣẹ̀ǹbáyé kówó kúkú jì tó dóde kó tó dòwú ẹrú kó tó dòwú ọmọ òòṣàjẹ́ ń dàbí onílé yìí ni wọ́n fi pé igbá Ìjẹ̀bú owó kẹ̀lẹ̀bẹ̀ Ìjẹ̀bú owó itọ́ Ìjẹ̀bú owó dúdú Ìjẹ̀bú owó pupa Ìjẹ̀bú owó kékeré Ìjẹ̀bú owó àgbà Ìjẹ̀bú owó Ìjẹ̀bú òde Ìjẹ̀bú ni Ìjẹ̀bú gbó Ìjẹ̀bú ni Ìjẹ̀bú ìṣara Ìjẹ̀bú ni ayé pé Ìjẹ̀bú ni Ìkòròdú Ìjẹ̀bú náà ni Ìjẹ̀bú ajú wa ṣe o Àwùjalẹ̀ àgbẹ̀ gbogbo wa wà ní àṣẹ.
Àṣẹ. I've heard my oriki only once from my grandmother, but since then I've not heard it. Like, thank you so much.
Yeah, I can see you.
I feel so special. Like, hey guys, you on this show, please, everybody listen very carefully. They've not done your oriki for you on this show. Please be respectful to me because they've done my oriki for me. Okay? Have you go ahead?
If they don't know you, they have known you now.
They have known me now. Respect on my name. Okay. Wow. Well, I'm so impressed by that. Because like it's not normal. It's not usual. I don't say normal. It's not usual for an Igbo person. I mean, someone with your name or your background to be so fluent, and not just fluent, but to understand those indigenous, like things like Oriki, for example. Now, how many of us, even me, I cannot do my own Oriki. I've not done it before. I can't dance bata. I can't do the basic things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even eat ikokore or some of the basic food that we eat. So it's just very interesting. I like that, really. Just one a moment. Everyone is, I want to just quickly read out some comments. Hold on a second. I want to just read out some comments. He's saying, Oriko Made says he's a great gift to our generation. So you're a great gift to our generation. Vanity says, can you discuss your background? I think you just actually did answer that question. Dologu says he has learned a lot from your videos. Wow. So you do videos like this on a regular basis, right?
Yeah, I do Oriki. I do one adage every morning.
Okay, wow.
On my Instagram page, there is an adage every morning. One.
That is good. That's great. I think I saw some of that. I didn't know that was every morning. I just saw some videos on your page. Where you're talking, where you would say something in Yoruba, then you write the meaning like on your what's that thing called now? The thing that you write under the video. What's the English for that?
Most of the time, I write the application there.
Yeah. So you
write the application.
I saw some of that. I was really impressed by that.
Yeah.
Someone says, do you speak Igbo as much as you speak Yoruba language? I would hope so.
Now, wait, let me answer him. That is who I am. Correct one for Igbo.
Oh wow. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
I don't know British. What it is?
Sir?
Oh, you body me.
Amy?
No,
but no. Sorry, Jerry.
Boom. I got you.
Sir. I was not even thinking it. By the way, we have a lot of people. I have 3 different people that have said Oriki Ireke Kitty. Can you please help us do Oriki Ireke Kitty if you can, because
Oriki
3 different people. Sir? Oriki Ireke Ekiti, I think.
No money.
At 3 different people.
This way to Ireke Ekiti.
Guys, I'm so sorry, because I think 3 different people actually said this.
Okay, you know what? On a good day, I'll come back and do that. I'll research and do it for him.
Okay, sir. So, Il Vanity, Giacom Resource, Able God, all of you guys, see, we will do this again. Hopefully, we're going to be able to get some Ireke Kitty soon. So Biba Dia says, I hail Ijebus. So Abilite says Diola is lost. Yes, I'm a little lost. Do not judge me, man. It's my language, but I'm trying. But yeah, Sarah Denise is sending her love. Abilite says she's dancing. So Abilite, are you Ijebu as well? Did we have that in common? Because she says she's dancing here as well. So everybody is just Ekiti. She actually said Ashe before I said Ashe. Wow, interesting. Wow, okay. So yeah, I don't even know. I can't keep reading the comments. And guys, you guys are awesome. Honestly, people are like, they love you. People are sending their love. Basically.
Yeah, I love you all too.
Oh, guys. He loves you guys, but did you do your what's that thing called? Oriki? No, I'm the only one that has Oriki here. So just remember that, please. I'm just looking for trouble. Please do not judge me. So I want to ask you another question. So you said the 3 things that inspire you: transparency, fairness, and honesty. I appreciate that. Yeah. So you're going to honestly answer this question, because I know you've done a lot of, you've been in a lot of movies, TV series, different roles as well. Castle and Castle for sure. Delivery Boy is awesome. Delivery Boy is good. For those of you that don't know Delivery Boy, go and check it out. It's awesome. I don't know if it's online yet, but really good stuff. You've also done you were also in Skinny Girl and Transit as well at some point.
Yeah. So first 2 seasons.
Sir?
First 2 seasons.
Yeah, I remember.
Seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah, so I know you've done all these ones. So I want you to tell me, all these roles you've done, which would you say is your favorite role to have played and your favorite movie to have been in, generally? Which one do you think is, the best for you so far, or most memorable?
Okay. I've never thought about it, but now that you are saying it, I will choose Ojo's in the House. You need to see the TV series. You will not be able to relate. It is comedy. Sitcom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of course, it's comedy.
I played Safa Ojo in the Ojo's in the House. An interesting beat. I love that. It is one. Then I have another film, May 29. I don't think it has hit the market. We shot last year, November. May 29, a very crazy character that I play, and I enjoy the challenges that came with that role. A lot. But I just know that May 29th was something I worked hard for. In Castle and Castle, when I got the script, and at our first read, I knew I was to try and chike a younger babe. So for me, I had to, as a preparatory thing, I had to go learn some songs that'll keep me young at heart, so that I'll be able to execute that. And guess what song?
Which song?
Panda. Panda what? By Designer.
What?
Panda.
I never expected it. Are you serious?
Panda. Panda, brother. Thousands cameras. He in the licks of the bando.
Wow.
Panda. Matana. Hamas. I took you out.
Wait, did you guys see what I just saw?
Yeah. I had to do something that would hold my age down from within. You get?
Wow. Okay. Hello. I think I'm losing connection for a bit. Hello, sir. Okay, guys, can you guys see? Hello? Okay, yeah. It's all good now. So, wow.
I had to do some things that would hold me down from within, so that everything I do will be in line with that age bracket. You understand? So, part of the rituals we go through to prep for a particular project. People just see the project and they say your performance was awesome and all that. They won't see the back end, the rituals that you went through to not only to learn your lines, but to put yourself in that position that the director expects you to be in. And that is being the character, not acting the role, but just being the character for the purposes of achieving what he wants to achieve.
Wow. Okay. So, like, I mean, that means for you, your prep is not just, I mean, for you, your prep is not just, okay, give me script, oh yeah, let's see what we are, you do this, you do your background research, you immerse yourself in the character.
Yes.
That's good.
For every role, and that's why God has been so good to me. He has shielded me from all of these half measure films that they do in Nigeria, you understand? But that everything I have done, God has been merciful. It had been such that I had adequate time to prepare. Not take your script, you're shooting tomorrow. I've never done things, I don't do things like that. I don't.
I was actually going to ask you, so sorry to cut you off. I was gonna. So sorry. I think the network.
You're going to ask me what? Come again. You're going to ask me what?
Oh, okay. So I was going to ask you your process for even choosing scripts. That's one of my questions. Also, like, how do you even choose the scripts?
I didn't get that. Come again, please. Come again. I didn't get that.
To choosing. Sorry. Your process in choosing a script. So, like, why do you choose scripts that you do? Because you said God shielded you from, this half measure Nollywood. So what do you choose scripts?
Obviously, I've been doing this thing. I've been doing this for about 25, 26, heading 28 years. So I know the signs. I know the telltale signs. I know what to look for when I'm talking to a group, okay? If you have a production and send me a script, first I read the script. I am not lazy at reading scripts. I will read it. And if I find it interesting, yes, then we take it from there. But some people don't know how to take no for an answer. when you say no, they go about saying you are too proud. How much will you take them? But they won't know that it is not consistent. You have seen a lot of holes. In my mind, I put this script through tests. Is this script believable? Is it achievable given the circumstances? Can we achieve this? And when I see that there is a gap between what you're presenting to me and what I am thinking in my mind, I should take a walk. Yes, I do that.
This is good. That means, I mean, you have the integrity and, like you said, honesty, transparency, just integrity to just walk away from a script that is not, that you're not just doing. And that is... Okay, so he said Timo.
If it is stronger than I can't eat it.
It's not easy to eat. Of which, by the way, I'm still getting pressure because someone said that it's not. Apparently, I mispronounced it, and I said Ireke Ekiti. So it's not Ireke Ekiti. It's Ikere Ekiti. Ikere. Is that correct? Sorry.
No.
So he said it's Ikere. Another person said Ado Ekiti. So I don't know which one.
Okay, Ado Ekiti is the state capital.
Okay.
Ado is the state capital.
The state capital, yeah. And
but I don't even know it still. They are too stubborn to know their origin.
Guys, I'm so sorry.
They are the people of Yoruba land. Ekiti people. I love them.
No, they're nice. So they're very nice. And they're actually very good looking too. So I'm happy for them. Like, thank you. Thank you guys so much for asking and just for being here as well. So I'm just gonna ask maybe one more. I think we have about 5 minutes left before Instagram kicks us out. Oh no. Actually, we started a bit late, so we still have a lot of time actually. So my next question is this, because I like how we talked about like scripts and stuff, and you talked about your process as well. My next one would be, what would you say are your like top challenges in your work? So what is the most challenging thing about what you do?
I didn't hear that. Come again, please.
Oh, sorry. What is the most challenging thing about what you do? Like, what do you think is the biggest challenge of acting and everything?
As a person, I take what I do seriously. And I take it like as a new challenge. You know, it's in the eye of the viewers that they will say, he acted well here, he didn't act well here, and all that. But you know, for the thing to be printed, you did what you ought as directed by the person in charge. You did as your director. If you do not see you do this, do that, but that the thing got to the point where it is filmed, on cinema, then you have delivered your job, you have done well. That's the way I rate it. That some people see, they say a professor, especially for every script I get, I take out, I read the character, I observe somebody that I think has the qualities I may throw into that character. Like somebody that should play doctor. Of course, I have been sick. I know doctors say, but I needed to learn their mannerisms. So what I did was I went to General Hospital and pretended I wanted to see a doctor. So I sat down there. I paid the 500 naira for card, and I sat down and I was observing doctors how they were chatting, you know, in the corridor before they go to their rooms to talk to patients and things like that. I was just observing all of those things. And those things added value to what I wanted to do, because I was supposed to ask the doctor, you understand? So I learned their mannerism. I said, okay, so doctors can roll their pen to when they are talking. They are human beings, you understand? They are not just beings in white coats. No, they are human beings. They cough in between sentences, they crack jokes, they do that. I said, so doctor is not just, okay, okay. Then call Guyambanya, we don't know Most of they don't mention sickness, they don't mention.
It's true.
So,
Doctors are humans too. And it also brings me
so
to the idea that
honestly,
people writing. Sorry.
I honestly prepare for every script I get, especially. There's no small scripts, no.
This is 100%. I like that as well. And especially the doctor thing is that, like, sometimes you watch a movie and the person is just so unidimensional. Like, it's just the idea, or the person that's acting is acting in such a way that the person is just one dimension. Like, yeah, I'm a doctor, but I also laugh. Like, I also have a sense of humor.
You get.
I also maybe touch my ear every 5 seconds. I'm not just a.
And when my wife was going to have her first child, it was near hospital. I told the doctor I have to be in there to see what is going on. He said, no, it's general hospital now that most men don't. I said, I'm not most men. My name is Jude Chukwuka. He said, Baba, the way the doctor got me to change my mind is another story, but then I tried and I was observing. He really appreciated it, but said, no, but you can't do this in a general hospital. If it had been a private hospital where you have one person to one labor room, it's a different thing. But in a general hospital, there's an open labor room where you have like 6, 7 beds. So any set could come in to deliver. So they won't allow me to be looking at another person's wife's nakedness. So they drove me out. I said, okay. But in my experience protesting, of course, it was with the doctor. I saw how he handled it. So if I script that demands that I employ those things I have stored in my mind as how doctors can touch somebody, yes, I can. Yes, you have it written down, but I also have experience. My experience can come to play in my mannerisms, not in the words, but in my mannerisms, how I carry those words.
This is true. I again, correct. Like, and also movies that, and I'm not endorsing any award show or anything, but movies that actually tend to get the audience's attention is often when they are usually the ones that are relatable. So when someone watches and says, what that man is doing, it's something that it's true, it happened to me once, or how that man is shaking his head. It's my uncle used to do that, it's the little things.
You understand.
Yeah, very, 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 very true. Very, very true. By the way, I just got a message from my boss actually. Okay, no problem. So he's just letting me know that he says he's enjoying the show. I should let you know directly that he's enjoying the show, and that also whenever you're in Paris, feel free to reach out to the Bell, and we'll host you whenever you're here.
C'est bon.
Wait,
that's the best I can speak of French. Oui.
You speak French I want to say, you speak French as well? Wait, do you speak French? Quoi?
What do you say?
Do you speak French as well?
Nah, Gelon don't know me.
I'm like, polyglots of life.
The French I know was the one we did in secondary school. Je suis, je m'appelle Jude Chukwuka. All those ones are they French? Have you heard an Ibadan man? Have you heard an Ibadan man speak French? It is accent.
Bonjour les massis. Have you guys seen that video? That bonjour les massis video.
Safa bien. Efu. Kilo pa eleni. C'est French nani? Efu.
No, French no, it's just
Safa bien.
I remember when my friends when they want to like reach out to me and they want to say hi, it's always just a mess. Like they're like bonjour les mama. I'm like, what is that? Why are you doing this? Behave yourself. But it's all good. But anyways.
Parlez-vous français? No.
I mean, you have the mannerisms down, though. Like, okay. And
I
Elf
did my
is
IT with Elf. You
oh,
know, Elf is a French
it's
company.
oh, okay. I had no idea. But
Elf
wow,
is a
okay.
French. Until it merged with Total, I worked.
Wait, Total is like 100% French.
You go on the corridor, you hear them. They sound very melodic, so I'm not interested. I don't understand this shit. Speak what I understand.
Please. But the thing is, you know what I like about the language, though, at the end of the day, is the French are proud of their language. They will speak it anywhere, anytime, any day. And if you like, understand it or don't. It's up to you. It's like, it's your choice to understand the language or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also this kind of brings me back to what you said earlier about like our indigenous languages. Guys, we need to be proud of our languages. Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, any language, and all the other languages in between. Apparently, we have up to 520 languages in Nigeria. I mean, considering the dialects of all the different languages. Yeah. And I learned recently that
I also belong to an NGO, Mother Tongues of Nigeria. Our purpose is to work out how we can drive our children in the direction of our languages, our local dialects, you understand? Yes. If you cannot speak your dialect, then you can speak the Ajumoso, like, yes, I cannot speak Ijebu, but when I speak Yoruba, a Lagos person will understand me and a Ijebu person will understand me. So there is a Yoruba that is called Yoruba Jumaso, that wherever you speak it, every other person will understand. Oh, yeah. You understand? Yes. And Igbo have that too. You understand? There is a central Igbo and there is this, and there is the conversational Igbo. The conversational Igbo is more like the Anambra Igbo. But when they want to cast news, they do it in Imo Igbo. Like our own conversational Yoruba is Yoruba Eko. But when they want to cast news, they use Oyo. You understand?
True, because that's where you have the proper intonations and the pronunciation.
So you understand. So there is that language, there is that central one that you can bite from. Though bastardized, but it gets you closer to the culture than Kasamasu Ibobi Keneri. You understand?
Yeah, wow. This is true. I completely agree with you. And also, like, I've discovered that some languages are actually going extinct. Apparently, in the last 10 years alone, we've lost 9 languages because there's nobody to carry it on. And those are dialects. Yeah. And just personally, this is like my personal question though. What do you think like the government as well can do to kind of push? I mean, you're already in an NGO that is supporting this or driving this movement, but what can the government as well or the country do to foster this?
You see, the crux of it is the sincerity of purpose of those in government. You know, if you cannot do something, say, I cannot do it. Okay. So we will look for somebody who can do it. Yep. Okay. Now, there is a difference also between I cannot do it and I will not do it. You understand? Yeah. Some people are so politically encumbered that when you talk of anything that will make the system lighter, when you say you want to put up a process that will make the system simpler to understand, it will render them redundant because they are champions where things are complicated. So when you tell them, please, no, can you explain to me? I have seen countries in the world, but it is only countries who speak their mother tongues that are satisfied, that are industrialized, who speak their mother tongue. I've never seen any country that is industrialized on borrowed language. No. No. The Japanese speak Japanese, that's why they are. The Koreans speak Korea, that's why they are. The Germans speak Dutch. The English man speaks English, the French man speaks French. That is why they can move. But you know, majority of us, we don't see that. We just want to speak English and still remain slave, instead of speaking our local dialect and cause those other people to begin to learn what we are doing. Instead of we learning what they are doing, it is them that will be forced to know what we are doing. If we can speak in our local dialects. See, for a country like Nigeria, there can't be a dominant dialect. That's why English is still relevant and very important. However, if in the suburbs, you can give children options. Do you want to learn in Yoruba or in English? Then you take English as a course, as a subject. But every other thing will be taught in Yoruba. Even in English will be taught in Yoruba. Yes.
It's not, it's correct.
You understand? But we have so skewed from that point now that bringing us back will destroy a lot of things, and some people would rather die. I want to follow the steps of this professor. What's her name? Sophia. One Professor Sophia, a professor of is it? But she is a very strong Yoruba, at the vanguard of Yoruba language, pushing Yoruba language to levels that are no. That woman, you need to Google her. Sophia.
What's her name again? Sophia Oluwole.
Professor Sophia Oluwole or Oyewole. But no, don't worry. I will Google and send you some links.
Please do.
So you can see her. She put forth an argument that I subscribed to wholly, that for us to move forward, we must first know who we are. At this point, we don't know who we are.
We have no idea.
At this point, we don't know who we are. We don't, right? So if we can come back to who we are, then we get to that origin, that point origin, then we can know which way to go, whether forward or backward. You understand?
Yeah.
There are songs that say, okay, look at this coronavirus now. The only country that say they have cure is Madagascar, because they went for Agbo.
Yeah.
That's the only country in the world that have said we have a cure.
Yeah. And
no, see, let me tell you, all these people, they have the procedure, they don't have cure. How are you sure their procedure is right?
No. I'm not. That's the thing. It's a two-sided, argument, because I mean, one, they have a cure, and they say it works. But then another part of the argument is saying, well, they've not tested it enough. But then they are saying they have a. So I mean, I didn't want to go into that conversation. Is a very dicey one, because there's also the whole backdrop of colonization.
Auntie me.
So
let me make you laugh. But there you at your robo. Wo ọ̀ká ò lè jẹ ẹyàn rìn kó lóun ò jẹun tó nira gbogbo fún ẹ lágbàáná jáwọ́ bí coronavirus wà ń bẹ̀.
Okay. For those of you who don't speak Yoruba, by the way.
I say if you chew bitter cola and garlic, your throat will be on fire. Let me see how coronavirus will stay there. Abi?
As it, or this, I don't.
I'm not giving a cure, so that somebody will not quote me and say they saw it on your show. That somebody said is recommended. Those who, I'm not a medical person. I'm just telling you my personal opinion.
Please, disclaimer. Please don't quote anybody here for anything.
Please
behave.
Don't come and say I saw it on a show. It's my personal opinion.
No. Yeah. No, but again, it's true. No, I mean, these are valid questions, and these are valid discussions to have. In there are some things that we've lost. as in, I remember there was a time I was carrying this thing in my head. It's still a project I hope to come back to, in and it led me to wanting to go to the National Archives to kind of see, because I was like, why don't I know who the queen was a couple of, so and so BC, for example, who was the king or the queen in which dynasty? Like, why don't I know my roots, or who was integral in what? Why does the story start from, and the ships came, and then Lord Lugard divided the nation, and all these things.
You get.
So
I was, my
no,
darling.
no,
I was just
sorry. Please go on.
At the Brazilian embassy in Lagos, the Brazilian embassy in Lagos had an exhibition, an Ife exhibition, and there were artifacts that were close to 10,000 years old in Ife. So if those artifacts can be 10,000 years old, which means people have been living there 10,000 years ago. And those people who lived there 10,000 years ago have evolved a way of casting bronze 10,000 years ago.
That's interesting.
And I say, what is this? And we can't link that 10,000 years ago to today. That is where we have the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah. There is no one space where we can go to and say, okay, what happened in year, maybe this XXX in this XXX place at this XXX time? Nothing. I remember I went to, I'm so sorry, that's just kind of derailed a little bit. I went to San Francisco 2 years ago, and I went to this museum. Very innocent, just went to visit this museum, having a good day. And there was a whole floor dedicated to artifacts from Ijebu, Ife, Benin, the old artifacts that were used to, in fact, Mami water, something like that. They called it something else, but the Mami water, the actual Mami water, no, even Yemoja, not even Yemoja, there's even another part as well that went to South, Eastern Nigeria, Eastern Africa. They called it West African artifacts, but then the names and the places was obviously more Nigerian. I was just like, wait, but this is not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be back home, so that people at home can know what we used to have. But again, it's another conversation for another day. We're going to try to just smile, and this whole conversation is us not knowing, because it's a touchy subject for me personally, and anyone who's probably watching shows knows that my move button is, where's our culture? Where did we go wrong? Where is that missing part? And by the way, somebody put the name Sophie Oluwole on here. So that's the person that I think, the woman that we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Banji.
And go and study the woman's this thing on Google, and she has a book out. You could read the books. You could read her books. She's an interesting read.
Wow, I'll go check her out. But yeah, this is what I like to talk about. I love to talk about this stuff a lot. So another thing I want to ask right now is, how do you balance it all? So how do you balance it all? How do you balance, your NGO, your acting, your personal life?
Yeah.
How do you keep it secret from the media?
You see, when you look at it, they are all in that same line of what I do. So it's not like I'm a pharmacist doing an NGO in language. Then he will have a problem. I'm an actor who does things. My trade is my trade is how well I use my mouth and how much of the language I speak well or not so well. You understand? So everything is in that same range. It's not too far. If I do NGO on languages, it is consistent because I'm also an actor. I'm this and that. So I don't need to juggle a lot. And I don't have time to be actor today, father tomorrow. No. You do everything at the same time. So the one that comes harder is the one you attend to. You understand? I can't say I'm going for an NGO meeting and I'm a father. My daughter is sick. I say I'll leave the daughter and go for NGO meeting. Like a poor. You understand how?
And they've not called your name somewhere. Please. Wow.
Sorry.
So true. No. Absolutely. Bless you.
It is not much. It is not much of a job, but it's just that it is doing what I enjoy doing. So that's another reason why it is not much of a job, because I enjoy doing it. If I'm not paid, I'll still do it.
True.
Okay, because I enjoy it.
This is at the end of the day, Sha, enjoy what you do and enjoy it great. You know what? I think we have the timer now. I'm so sorry, but we're going to have to round up here. I have been having such an amazing conversation because I don't know. You're such an amazing person, and you actually made me laugh, which is
I'm honored.
a gift.
I'm very honored.
It's a gift.
I'm very honored.
And thank you so much, sir, for doing my Ricky. I'm so happy that it was caught on video, so I can record the video and send it to my mother and be like, Mom,
I will send it.
Thank you so much. I really respect everything you're doing. And I'm going to be looking out. Guys, by the way, please keep looking out for the daily adage on his page as well. The Owe on his page as well. And keep learning more because there's just so much to give. Thank you so much, sir. Do you want to say anything kind of to round up as well, sir?
Well, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm not saying you should do it to prove your parents wrong, but
no. I love and respect them.
No. You know, some people will take that confrontational approach to it. I'll succeed in it to prove to you that I don't need to prove. It's my life. I don't need to prove success or otherwise to anybody. That will eventually judge me successful. Where I am now, people look at it and say it is their